Hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to Yacc, yet another Crowcast where I pick a game I played for a week and then I'll talk about it. This week's game is Turok Rage Wars for Nintendo 64. It was released in 1999 as a first-person shooter with split-screen elements, developed by Acclaim Studios and published by Acclaim Entertainment, and also will be some spoilers up ahead, just so you know, but first a little backstory. So this was a blind purchase from me. I only knew about the franchise through a PC demo back in the day, otherwise I went in blind. So who is Turok? So the origin of Turok is actually in comic books back in 1954. That's really old. But he's mostly known for the games. So he's an Indian dinosaur hunter, and the comics were published by Dark Horse and Valiant and more, and it has come a long way since the comics. There was also an animated movie released in 2008 called Turok Son of Stone, and the plot is, well, it's basically simple. Turok gets expelled from his clan for killing a group of other clan members from another rivaling clan, I should say, and also injuring one of his own. Later in the movie, a war breaks out between the two clans and Turok is asked to join, but he refuses, and more conflicts ensues, leading to Turok and friends giving chase to a kidnapped friend, and that leads them into the dinosaur lands. In the modern comic books of Turok are where things go really off the rails and crazy, so it's a bit more like Horizon Zero Dawn. Technology was introduced to the world, and in fact, he just doesn't fight dinosaurs anymore. He fights a lot of things. He fights spider people, clone dinosaurs, robots, and demons. And I feel like it was like a kid wrote the story or something. What's cool? Dinosaurs. Oh, what's way cooler than dinosaurs? Clone dinosaurs. What's cooler than that? Robots. Why not? Yeah, demons and spider people. I don't know, it's just stupid. So one thing that differs from the comic books to the games is that Turok is not an actual person. Well, he is in the game, but it's actually more of a title that's given to a warrior that defends the realm. But I have jabbed enough about the world and everything, so it's time to talk about the game. At the start of the game, a lot of company credits, the Acclaim logo, and a splash screen prompting you to press the start button. And if you do nothing here, a demo will play. This game focuses heavily on multiplayer, however you unlock characters in the single-player trials, and there are about 17 characters in total. There's not much to say about the single-player trials actually. It's a mode where you obviously have to beat and complete different trials. So this game is of course like any other multiplayer, and it has weapons, but if you play Doom, Quake or Unreal, you pretty much know the whole gig. Two-player trials are more or less the same as a single-player trial. However, according to Wikipedia, and this is kind of interesting, earlier copies of this game actually glitched out and prevented progress in this mode. So I'll talk more about that in the Easter egg, secrets and glitches section. And then we have multiplayer. So there are a couple of modes here. You have Bloodlust, Team Bloodlust, which are both deathmatch versions. And then you have Capture the Flag, and then Monkey Tag. And Monkey Tag is a mode where you gain points by killing a person that's turned into a monkey. And that's it for the game. There's nothing more to talk about. So, gameplay. Battle your friends, do the trials, unlock characters and cheats. Control, the C buttons are movement and strafing, and then you have the left stick, which is basically look, and if you hold the A button you will bring up a weapons wheel. The B button is the second function of the weapon, the R1 button jumps, the C button fires, and the start button pauses. And there's also an option within the settings to change the control layout. Graphics. The character models are super blocky, even though this is a Nintendo 64 game, it's blocky. This game also takes advantage of the expansion pack, but the levels kind of look washed out anyways, and that's kind of sad. Sound and music. Darren Mitchell made the soundtrack for this game, and it has a heavy emphasis on tribal drums. However, there are a couple of tracks that stand out. One of those are Retaliation, and that track sounds more like Banjo-Kazooie. Easter egg, secrets and glitches. So in this game you can earn 50 medals. You can also unlock skins, characters and in-game cheats. There's also a black cartridge version of this game that has game-breaking bugs, and it's super rare and expensive, and it's not worth the trouble tracking down. So in conclusion, I wrote, no, I didn't have fun, and I didn't play a whole lot this week. So this game feels super clunky, and it focuses so heavily on multiplayer. It's a basic thing, right? This is an old FPS game with split screen, so if you don't have anyone to play it with, you're basically screwed. You are sitting here with a game that you can't play. Sure, this game has some modes that are fun, but a lot of games did it better than this, like Goldeneye and Perfect Dark. So what I'm trying to say is, I didn't have fun, I don't want anyone to play this game, and I can't recommend it to anyone. Unless you want to hurt yourself, I guess. So anyway, thank you for listening and or watching, and take care.